So, what I got going on is that I am on Camano Island and I was headed up towards the Anacortes area, which I haven't been to in probably about a year. And then I was going to head over to the Mountain Loop Highway to do some winter activities. I know they got some snow at the much higher elevations. But I was passing Camano Island, which I haven't been to ever. So I figured, oh, let me just go check it out. And then I had a family member mention to me that a pod of orcas is passing between Camano Island and Woodby Island in the morning. And I did spot them this morning, and here's some pictures of them passing Camano Island. They're pretty far out, so they're kind of tiny. There's a few state parks, some county parks here on the island, and then we'll check those out and eventually end up near Stanwood, Washington. So here we go. The first stop that I'm making is at the Camano Island State Park, and it's somewhat on the south end of the island. I'm at the boat launch, and as you can see, there's some pylons here. In the summer months they do have a dock, but in the winter time they pull them. I think this is kind of common in the Puget Sound because the weather gets so bad. It would just destroy this dock. So there's a bunch of hiking trails here, and then we'll go check out a few other spots. Alright, the first trail that I'm going to do is the Marsh Trail, and I think these trails just sort of form a loop where one trail ends and another trail starts, so we'll see what happens. Alright, I'm headed up to the west rim section of the loop trail. We should get some pretty good views up at the top. Well, I've at some point made it to the west rim section of this loop trail. Alright, I'm back at the south end of the parking lot down by the water. Looks like they have a couple campsites for the marine trail here at the park. Well, I'm headed south along the water. We'll see how far I can make it. At some point we'll probably come to the boundary of the state park. Well, I made it to the boundary of the state park, so we'll head back, and then the next spot that I'm going to stop here on Camano Island is Cama Beach State Park. Well, I made a wrong turn as I was leaving the park and ended up in this picnic area, which I didn't know existed. So I'm going to walk around a little bit, see if there's a spot to get down to the water. Well, I walked around the picnic area for a while and I didn't see a spot to access the beach. It seemed like there was only one spot, but the stairs leading down were damaged, so it's closed off. Well, I made it to Cama Beach State Park. It looks like there's some kind of resort here as well as a cafe. So I'll look around, maybe hike on a few of the trails. Well, there's a bunch of cabins down here. I think there's a cafe, but it also looks like there may be an event hall down there. Maybe some other buildings. So we'll walk around and take a look at all the structures. Well, it seems like this island may be pretty well connected by a trail system. I'm gonna see what this Cranberry Lake trailhead is, but maybe there's also a trail that gets you to Camano Island State Park, which is what I was just at. So yeah, I think I'll check out the Cranberry Lakes trail first. So it turns out, after all, there is a trail up in this direction that leads to Camano Island State Park from Cama State Park, but there's also a bunch of other trails that go across the island. I'm going to walk up this way. This is the Cranberry Lakes Trail. Alright, I'm back at Cama Beach State Park, and I'm going to head out from here. There's a few county parks that I'm going to go check out now. Alright, so I moved on now, and I'm at the Iverson Spit Preserve. Now, I did make a couple stops after I left Camano Island State Park. One turned out to be a private beach, and then the other one was a little county park. Had maybe about half a mile of trails at most, and there were no views, so I didn't film at either of those. So here we are now at the Iverson Spit Preserve. It's on the east side of the island. Looks fairly large. Looks like they got quite a bit of trails here, so we'll walk around. Unfortunately, the tide seems to be pretty far in right now. I'll probably be here for a while, so hopefully the tide will go out a little bit. Maybe we can walk down there. These waterways are definitely affected by tides. Well, I'm back at the trailhead, and I ended up not spending a whole lot of time at the Iverson Preserve before continuing on. Well, I'm at the north end of Camano Island, and I'm at the English Boom Park. Clouds moved in, and it was raining, but it's kind of let up. Hopefully it stays that way. There is a trail. We'll hike down a little bit. Well, it may not be the best time to hike on this trail. I think during high tides this trail floods pretty bad. The water's still coming in. But I'll hike a little further down. Well, I didn't get very far on the trail. There's this bridge that you have to cross, and part of it's been washed away. And it started to rain pretty hard now, so head back to the car and head to the next spot on the island. The last spot that I'm stopping at is the Eddy Road trailhead. I believe it is what's called. Off to the left we have the Stillaguamish River, and then off to the right we have the Davis Slough, and this area separates Camano Island from the rest of the state. So we'll walk down this dike for a little bit, and then that'll be a wrap. Well, I've reached the end of the dike, and this is going to wrap it up for Camano Island. I want to thank you for watching.